Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, wherever you are. It's evening here, and this is Catania Alvin speaking from London. It's probably about 11:30 now, and I just wanted to get this one at least ready to edit for tomorrow, because Nigel Farage was talking about this. This leaked ambassador's cables exposes British interference in US policymaking 2020 elections. And as I've been reading down, it's really extremely shocking. As probably most of you know, I'm not a lover of the British government, or particularly some government politicians or prime ministers. I think one of our finest is actually Nigel Farage, and there are some others who I admire greatly. But this is quite shocking. Now, before I go any further, I just want to say, with these sorts of things coming up, it really, I think, behoves us to consider what can we do to nullify, to turn the tables from this aggressive British attitude, and it is, and the people that are carrying that aggressive attitude. How can we change things in the world? Are we going to go to a world that's going to be annihilated by these fools and these idiots and people without any moral code or moral sense? Or are we going to step up to the plate in one way or another? And then once we do, once we decide we're going to say something, we're going to do something, then the universe will open up and give us the gateways to go through. If you look in the description box, you'll see a link there for the Delfin 02 system, which is the Metamorphosis event. And it's very difficult for you, those of you who have never done any personal empowerment work, because personal empowerment is becoming almost a buzzword, really. But it can't just be a buzzword. It's got to be that your heart has been changed, that your whole perception of life and living and the world has gone through that metamorphosis process from a caterpillar into a chrysalis and into the butterfly, to realize the power each of us have, which is incredible. Now, as I was saying that, the clock ticked to 333. Just the synchronicity is wonderful. So do have a look at that link, and do consider becoming an affiliate, and do consider truly coming to the first of those events, which are life transforming. This is a new one, but the ones we did before were absolutely life transforming. Would you believe it, that in the past I was very shy about talking. I had tremendous difficulty of relating with people, but the magical things happen. I was a dancer, and I was fine. Dance, yes, but speak, that was quite terrifying for me. Anyway, the expose published yesterday afternoon in the UK Daily Mail, based on 2 years of leaked secret diplomatic cables sent back to London by Her Majesty's Ambassador to the US, Sir Kim Darroch, demonstrates, as the news agency has uniquely proven, that the only foreign intelligence interference in the US elections is that of the United Kingdom, and that its intent is to undo the presidency of Donald Trump. According to the leaked cables, in discussing Iran, Ambassador Darroch insinuated that the British control a hawkish group of Donald whisperers who have President Trump's ear. Darroch stated that Trump was never on board with a military response to the recent drone downing in Iran, but that a new incident involving the loss of American lives could trigger a U-turn, provided the British continue to flood the zone of advice to the president. Let me just add here, if you go back and you look at some of the history that I've looked at, this is exactly the way the British intelligence work. It is actually quite evil. Trump is a peacemaker and he's a deal maker. He's doing a great job with the challenges he's up against in creating peace. So let's continue. The latest revelations lead to some crucial questions. Who are these British-controlled advisors? Is there a direct pipeline from the British Foreign Office? Darroch also claimed that the British have penetrated and cultivated the circle of Trump's friends. If so, who are they, and how was this done? With regard to Iran, shouldn't President Trump order an investigation now centered on British-controlled networks in the area aimed at preventing and exposing any British-orchestrated new provocations? These questions must be urgently answered in a full investigation, not only in the interests of US national sovereignty and national security, but also in the interests of world peace. Darroch, Knight Commander of the Order of St. Michael and St. George, a career intelligence officer diplomat who served arch-imperialist Tony Blair as ambassador to the European Union from 2007 to 2011, and David Cameron as National Security Advisor from January 2012 to September 2015, had been ambassador in Washington since January 2016. That is, Sir Kim has been the case officer on this side of the pond for British intelligence MI6. MI6's Christopher Steele-centered operation agent, Operation Against Donald Trump, 2016 candidacy and subsequent presidency. Darroch is well connected to the British intelligence apparatus, which ran that attempted coup when he was National Security Advisor. He led the committee which recruited Robert Hannigan to head GCHQ, British equivalent of the NASA, which passed on the intelligence used to start the Russiagate coup fraud against candidate Trump, and he regularly dined with employees of Hakuat, the firm of retired top MI6 officers also caught in the Steele operation. As ambassador, he vouched that Steele was absolutely legitimate when US officials queried him. No cables were leaked from the crucial 2016 period, at least not yet, but those now exposed by the Daily Mail, spanning from 2017 to this past June, expose how Great Britain has not ended but has escalated the information warfare operation begun with Trump's emergence as a genuine contender for the presidency. In 2017, Darroch assured London the allegations of collusion between Trump and Russia still cannot be ruled out. In recent cables, that is just a complete lie about Trump's connection to Russia, and they're just trying to bring it up again. So to carry on with this article, in recent cable, Ambassador Darroch warned London to not overestimate the result of Trump's June 2019 visit with the Queen. This is still the land of America first. Don't write him off, he wrote. There is a credible path for Trump to win the 2020 elections. Darroch advised London in the summer of 2017 that Britain should adopt what he called a flood the zone strategy of cultivating British assets in the US to create a controlled environment of advice and intelligence around the President and the American people. In this cable, the Daily Mail wrote. The diplomat also highlighted how the President spends his evenings phoning his friends outside the administration, seeking reinforcement or a different take. Many of these friends have been cultivated by the British, Sir Kim boasted. It's important to flood the zone. You want as many as possible to those who Trump consults to give him the same answers, he wrote. So we need to be creative in using all the channels available to us through our relationships with his cabinet, the White House staff, and are contacts among his outside friends. In another cable in June, Darroch acknowledged that President Trump was not fully on board on any attack on Iran and is worried that to launch one would violate his 2016 campaign promise. But the president is now surrounded by a more hawkish group of advisors. Just one more Iranian attack somewhere in the region could trigger yet another Trump U-turn. Moreover, the loss of a single American life would probably make a critical difference, Darroch wrote. Oh, they are evil, these British people that are involved in the Foreign Office and these sorts of things. This is a Larouchepac article, and the next one I will give is a YouTube where there is a discussion about it. So this is Catania Alvin signing out from London. God bless you. Bye-bye.